Hello friend, welcome back to my channel CRM Cloud Tech. So today we are bringing for you a very good solution in Power Automate flow related to dynamic CRM. So here today we will try a solution that contains a scenario that we will extract the last login date of the user of the CRM. So most of the companies or organizations have use sales licenses, dynamic licenses to use the dynamic CRM, but those licenses are very expensive. So we need to maintain those licenses or the users who are really using or who are not really using. Sometimes it happens because user has access the CRM and user consuming the licenses, but since long time he is not using the CRM instances. So that facility will help us to track users latest login detail records, or if they are not using we can ask them to, if they are not using, and we can ask feedback of them, and we can remove the license if they are not needed. So here we will discuss how we can achieve the functionality. So here first we need to ensure that the some settings from the CRM side. So this is our source environment in which we will try that setting, that scenario. So first we need to ensure that auditing should be enabled. So we will check that auditing should be enabled. So let's check. So see, I have already enabled auditing for this environment. You need to tick all the checkbox here. So now what we will do, how we will make that scenario. So what we will so for that, what actually we required. So actually we required users data. What the type of data we required? We required user name, user email for review purpose, and the most important, we require the user ID, which is the system user ID of the user in the CRM system. Okay, so first we will collect those data, and then we will collect the audit login date of the user, last login date. How we will achieve that scenario, we will start. So first I will create a new instant flow. So instant flow I am creating because of that I can manually trigger the flow whenever I want. So that's why I'm taking this flow as a type manually. So I'm just giving the date name, users last login date, CRM. Okay, so now I have created a flow, manual flow. So you can also create a schedule flow, so that every month of and or maybe quarterly, after 15 days you can run that flow on schedule basis. So every 15 days or maybe in every month it will automatically will be triggered on the specific time, and you will get the data. So I have right now, for the learning purpose, I have chosen the instant flow. So let's see how it will work. Okay, for meanwhile when it is loading, we require an Excel sheet also where we will save the data. Okay, so I have created a Excel sheet in OneDrive. This is the Excel sheet. In there I have created a table. You can directly create a table here by clicking here. Just you need to give the name, header, and now after selecting header, just you need to click here table. Automatically will create. The Excel sheet should have a table to store the data in Excel. Okay, so I have created 4 fields over: full name, email, system ID, and the last date column. That is in my OneDrive. It is taking time. So our flow is created, and now we will add a step here. So first what we will do, we will extract the username, full name, and system ID from the table, system user table from the CRM. So for that we require a list row connector we can select that user table, because our whatever user we have in CRM will be available from the user table, and the logical name for this table is system user. Okay, so we can select the data column whatever we required instead of selecting all the columns. So I have pasted 3 columns here: full name, and the email address, and system ID. This is for email, this is for full name, and this is for ID, the unique ID identifier for the user in the CRM. Okay, then it is completed now. So what will we do? We will add these data in Excel, and also the list will contain all the rows of the user with 3 columns, but we don't require all the rows because that might contain system user created by the system by default the CRM. What we require that some license user, so we can make the filter is license equal to true, and then our query is done. So always remember, just give the naming convention properly if you are working in an organization. Get the list of license users from CRM system user table entity. In CRM we called it entity. Okay, so now we receive the data. Now what we will do, we will store the data in that Excel. So add rows into Excel. We will take a connector, so we will add a row into the Excel. So in which Excel? We will select the Excel from here. I have saved in OneDrive. Then I need to select the document library, OneDrive, and the file which I have created, this one, and the table. I told you that we should have a table available in that Excel. This is the table name 1. Okay, now you can see my all the parameters or the field names or the columns whatever inside in my table will be displayed here. So I can easily map those data which is coming from this connector. So in full name I want the full name, and in email I want primary email, and in system ID I got from the system ID also this. So you can, if you have any doubt why these columns which are these columns, so you can also understand by here. So we have selected 3 columns: full name, internal email address, and system ID. If you want to know about this column details, just move the cursor on this column and you will get the name, field name. The full name is here. Now is also for the email, internal email address, and the user is system user ID, which we have selected here, right? So now we got the data. So now we got this data. So scenario is, now we have received data. We have a list of data. Now we will receive three columns of the data. Now we want the data last login dates. So what we will do again, so to update the list, this list in the Excel, we should first we will get the data from the Excel. Okay, you can also make here also directly into the Excel. You can select the you can make character selecting the list of the user from audit also. But now I am just for easy purpose I am just separating it from the this apply to each. So now I will get the data from the list, get a row from Excel. You can give any name. It's my point of view to get the connector name. So I am just list row present in the table. Want to choose this connector. I will again select the list. This time I have the data in my list. Okay, so I have the data in my list. In this time I got the data. So now I will get the data from audit table. For that we have enabled the auditing. for to receive the audit data from the audit entity, uh, we will also use here list rows. So list row will give all the data from the entity audit, but this time we need to make the filter for, because in audit table, what types of data it contains? It contains whenever we access the CRM, it also record whenever we create any record in CRM, maybe in account, lead, contact, opportunity, whatever we create. So it also required we delete it. It also record whenever we update anything we do in Excel, in CRM. It every time it record. So but we don't want all the data. We want whenever the user is access the CRM. Okay, for that we will go the audit entity. Just little bit we will read about the audit entity uh, table in the CRM. So here you can see that audit entity type. So these are the parameters which contain in the audit history. Field, you can consider the field, action, object type, created on, change data, audit ID. So created date and time when uh, the audit record was created. Suppose you have created a record today, and okay, then it will record that date here. You have accessed the CRM, it will record the date of the CRM that you have accessed CRM today. Okay, whenever you perform any operation, it will also record that operation, what operation have been done, create, update, delete, access, upsert, achieve, whatever action is done. This type of value you will need to pass that transaction ID, whatever version number, user info data, or will be present. So here what we required, so you can see here. So what we require the data when the user is access the CRM. So here you can see the action name, action the user can perform, the cause of the change. Cause of the change means whenever the audit is recorded. Okay, whenever the audit record is created in audit, means cause of the change, event. Okay, so whether the create event is happen, update event is happen, delete this stuff is event is happen, but we want access whenever user access the CRM. So there is an event called 64 user access via web. So this is the event we need to get the data. Okay, so how we will achieve? We will select the column. Right, this time I am not selecting here. First I am just here action equals to which action? 64. So now here action equals to 64. So it means it will select all the rows from the audit table, audit entity, which has action 64. Okay, so there might be hundreds of users, and they might be access CRM 100 times, or maybe in day they access CRM 5 or 6 times. Okay, so every time audit table will record the session, record the action, but we want only one action, that is the last recorded. Okay, but for the specific user. Okay, so here we have to make the filter here action, and another field will be object ID. Object ID is the system user ID in the audit table. So object ID will be the system user ID matching a field from the user table. So here we receive system ID, then we will match the match the system ID in the audit history, audit entity, to get the record of the user, correct user. So and action is 64 and object value equals to which ID? The ID which received from the system ID from the Excel. Here you can see I am selecting the data from the Excel, not from the list row from the here. So here you can also getting the list of user from Excel. This could be any other data source, because you have saved data in Excel. You can save also in Teams list. You can save data in SharePoint also. You can this might be some other database like SQL in third party, that for that you need to use the connector. But now for the because Excel is useful for everyone, so you can, whenever you store the data Excel, every one can use in your office. Maybe some management, they might not know about the SQL or other resources, so Excel they definitely they know about that. So here you can see, you can give the name, you can get the data or date from audit. Okay, so here we have made the filter. So it is same like a SQL filter. So it means select all the data from audit table where action equals to 64 and object ID. It means ID of the user, because in an audit table this is also there is also field called name object ID, but this is lookup field. So every time if we are using lookup field, we should pass underscore value until it will not work. Okay, so our lookup value of the system user we are getting from Excel, that is okay. So now we got the data, but this action gets all the row of, suppose my lookup ID is 12113. Okay, now it will, what it will do, it will fetch all the data which has action 64 of this user. So I might access the CRM 100 times, maybe today 10 times, yesterday 450 times, maybe just give it a number 100 times. So it will calculate all the data which is connected to my user action 64, all the data. Suppose I got the 100 rows, but I want the latest data and the one record. I want only one date. So what we will do, we will sort by latest data. I show you that there is a field created on which will capture the record. So sort by created on descending order. So this is the parameter for descending. So what it will do, it will select all the 100 row by descending order. So the last date will be in top, but now I want only one row. So it will give the one row for me. So it will give the date of the one record which is the latest created. So here now I got the data. Now what I need to do, I just need to update the Excel again with the date. So update Excel, update a row in Excel. Which Excel? Again I am selecting the same Excel. And now I will select the file and the table. So now this time I am updating the data in Excel, so I need to pass the parameter on behalf of which I am making the changes. So these are the columns from the Excel. I will choose a matching column, and here the matching column will be this is the from audit table. I can pass this record value also, because this is my ID. Here you can see the object ID value, or I can also pass this system ID from Excel also. So what, now I have the data in Excel, full name, email and system. Which what data we don't have? This one. So now I will pass this one also, which I am getting from audit table. So that is the change date, change date, change data and the change date. This is the one. Here you can see the created on. Now my flow is completed. Here I will again give the naming conversation, updating a date in Excel data based on user. Now my flow is completed. Here you can see. Now we will run the flow and we will try to see what exactly we got. Here we got some invalid connection, some space there. Okay, sorry, it doesn't allow dot in naming convention. Okay, now my flow is saved, so let's run this flow and see the magic. So I have used the Excel, so it will also create a connection reference for Excel from my flow, and the flow is running. Now let's see the changes in the Excel. We don't need to close or refresh the thing, automatically it will be updated. So here you can see my data is coming, and right now let's see the flow successfully run or not. Yeah, it is successfully run, and I have 2 users in my CRM only. So right now it is giving the 2 user of the user records which have licenses. So it is like that you can create a flow which will we will fetch the audit login history of the CRM user. So whoever the user, if some user are not here and who have not logged in ever, so here it will be the blank date. According to your situation or business requirement, you can manipulate those data. You can send this data to business via email also. So in this flow, that is enough for my side, and thank you for watching this video. Please share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.